Welcome to The Bow Dudes, a podcast about archery and the lives it has ruined. The Bow Dudes are not responsible for diminishing archery skills or lower IQ.
I worry about breathing.
Shut up and shoot.
And I'm totally lost.
God, I keep having to remember that we're PG-13. Did help you with those pants?
No, he did not. I'm so glad you have yourself to crack up.
Logic and common sense will not be tolerated.
This is a very interesting podcast so far. Hi, and welcome back to another Bow Dudes podcast. I am back. I took last week off and went and saw my son, my 13-year-old son, Josiah, in a Christmas concert. And I have to say, that may have been one of the best performances on a timpani that I've ever witnessed in my life.
On a what?
A timpani. He wasn't just banging on the timpani. He was actually working the foot pedal, changing notes. It was, I don't know if the New York Philharmonic timpani player could have done as good as what I witnessed the other night.
Is there one?
Have you bought him one yet?
No, I'm not going to buy him a timpani.
Why not?
Well, I'm a country boy. What the hell's a timpani?
Those big old drums, you know, like
kettle drum? Or
yeah, the Space Odyssey.
There you go.
The Space Odyssey where they're going boom, boom, boom,
okay.
boom, boom, boom.
But
he was changing notes and everything else. He's working that foot pedal.
That's a kettle drum. Where
was
I'm
the
from.
Kettle drum?
Is the foot pedal
timpani.
actually hooked up?
Yes, it's hooked up. It changes notes. I said, "What did you go to?" He said, "I had to go to an E minus." E minus.
We didn't know it was grade. We're wondering how the
D minor.
E minus.
D minus. Maybe it was a D minus. I don't know. He knew what it was.
Damn, he really failed.
It was a bad grade, whatever it was.
But anyway,
got a D minus for playing an
we apologize about last week. If you listen to the podcast that would have went out today, actually while we're recording, there was some minor technical difficulties, but Daddy's back now, and we won't panic.
Oh God.
And
we were just
will
getting
be
rolling,
right.
too.
So what happened, Gary? What do you think happened?
The recorder stopped.
Gary screwed
It
up.
just stopped.
It just stopped.
I know what happened.
Nobody was touching it.
I know what happened.
What happened?
The AC adapter wasn't fully plugged in, and the batteries died. It killed the batteries.
But you said it was plugged in. You know what's funny about that whole thing? What's funny about that whole thing is...
You weren't here?
It kept recording you guys while the thing was down.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did. It's right here. This is you guys trying to figure out how to get the recorder back on. So yeah, that was. I couldn't believe that it kept recording. You guys said it stopped and froze up.
Everybody, be quiet for a second. Yeah, that's what you sounded like.
But it's okay. I'm back. Things are going to be all right now. And so
last time I heard it sound like that, a gorilla got shot.
And guess what? It's episode 50. It's our 50th episode extravaganza, and we didn't even realize it until we got here, so we didn't have anything planned.
Is this 50 from the 2 or 3 years ago?
Nope,
when you started,
50 since we've done. We've done 50 of them. Can you believe it? It feels like about 600.
Since it's a Christmas show, I think Bob and Pib should carol.
How have we not killed each other?
We've come close.
On air we have.
But, yeah. On air we haven't. On GroupMe, which is a little app we talk on, we've killed each other many, many times.
And no,
1,000
we won't add
deaths.
you guys.
Yes, because it's really easy to type angrily.
All caps doesn't mean anybody's mad all the time.
It's called a keyboard sack.
Did you guys do anything in archery this week?
Yes.
Because I really didn't. What did you do?
You haven't done anything in a couple of months.
I know. I'm getting ready to start back up.
You pretty much suck.
Right now, I'm concentrating on board games. I'm kind of a board game expert. And so,
quit bringing that up.
I heard you was an archery expert, too, and that didn't pan out.
It didn't pan out at all.
Well, they got to try something.
So, what did you do in archery?
Well,
Gary Franklin?
You know Larry that I shoot with, Larry Dozier.
Yeah, everybody knows Larry.
Larry owns Voltage Creative.
Which is, what, an electrical company?
Yeah. Yeah, they electrically design websites.
No, they do macrame.
He's the guy with he's the guy with real tight curly hair and the blackened fingers.
No.
Oh,
no.
Is there people actually watching?
Yeah, we got Eric Camp and Alicia, Paul Hatch. Let's see, and Oh, Gene Malott.
Hey,
Well, let's
look at Annalise. She's
question?
better looking than we are.
Do you guys have a question that we could ask? What's a good question for this, Bob?
Well,
Oh, you went from somebody that I'm not sure what we should do to, hey, watch me give this away.
Think back in the archives of some shooters and maybe ask a question about some shooter.
I got a question.
I know a great question.
I got a question about somebody sitting right here.
How about W.R. Wesley Roberts' effective shooting range in archery?
How far was that turkey?
that would be perfect.
This right here, whoever's watching, is that how you want to do it, Gary?
Yeah.
Well,
do you wanna
since
do
you
it
made up
different?
your own question, you go ahead.
No. What's your
I
question?
buy the cups, you make up the question.
What's your question?
How far was Bob's shot on his antelope?
Did you talk about that in the podcast?
I think I probably did a time or two.
That
Do you remember
antelope
what
was
it
a
is?
step or two this side of a mile.
This will help us see who actually
might
listened.
have been
If you
half step
can,
on the other
if you
side.
can say
We take longer
exactly.
strides.
Oh, battery's dying on the phone.
Oh, my God.
We're good, though. We're good for right now.
Exactly. Bob's distance on where he killed his antelope. We'll send you this cup. It's an Arctic 30 ounce tumbler. It's
I
got
have-
a little Bow Dudes logo on it.
I have no idea.
Whoever can come, the first person to come up with Bob's yardage on who.
We got Gene Malott says 38. Sean Bright says 35. Paul Hatch says 46.
Tell them to all guess again.
Are they still guessing, Bob?
Keep walking.
Keep walking.
Keep walking, he says.
Let's
Type
just say
quick.
Paul
60.
was closest.
Type quickly.
Paul was closest.
We need
Kyle McDowell says 37 yards.
No, we said farther. Goodness, come on, go. Come on, go.
What was it, Bob? And no, don't tell us. But is it?
Here, I'll show you what it was. Go point over that way.
Oh
No.
no! Oh no! Did anybody see that?
I'm moving it pretty quick.
Come on, keep guessing.
Is this the first? Is that the second number, Bob?
If Piv's battery goes
either
dead,
that
Gene
number or
said
that
Bob
number.
can't see that far.
how far is it?
Kyle says 62.
Nope. He's over.
Justin Call says 56.
Nope.
He's over.
Keep guessing.
Half
Come
first
on.
down.
Gene Malott says 49.
No, he's under.
Under.
Get colder.
Paul Hatch says 48, 49, 50.
Nope.
He's
Paul, he says
closer.
51.
He got it right there.
Paul Hatch wins it.
You know what's funny about that? I
54.
told Jack yesterday when I talked to him on the phone last night. I said, it doesn't matter what we do, Paul ended up winning.
Hey, Paul. Paul, text us your address or send us your address sent to
Message it onto the Facebook page.
Yeah, message on the Facebook page or the email address, whatever. Send us your address. We'll send this out to you. Merry Christmas.
And it's only $10 for shipping.
Yeah.
We'll pool our resources, see if we can send it to you.
The bad part is I know I talked about that 4 or 5 times, so that apparently they weren't listening.
Yeah,
to
we
it.
know you
I
talked
did.
about it 4 or
Yeah,
5
Gene
times.
Malott says he listens all the time, but
Gene's
apparently
an idiot.
not. So, all right, guys, thank you. We'll do some more of this stuff. So,
All right. Thanks, guys.
Got something to say, Vince? Never mind.
Say Gene's an idiot. They just say Gene's an idiot.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Gene's not an idiot. Jack's an idiot.
Gene's an idiot.
Well, what do you got to say about that, Jack?
I don't
Gene's
have
a
anything to say
musclehead.
at all.
Gene's a musclehead.
Hello.
So what'd you do in archery?
Look at that
Well-
target over there.
Hang on. As soon as we get done here, I'll
Okay.
tell you. Pip's having way too much fun with this. He's going to be walking
How
around
come
my
you're
house
squinting?
later.
He wants us to sign because I'm old and I'm blind. Let me
He
get
can't see
the
phone
spectacles
now.
out.
He
I'm trying
can't
to
see
read.
the phone only an arm length. Hold the phone.
There we go.
You want me to hold the phone over here so you can see it?
Going to have a selfie stick so he can read it.
That's a dummy stick.
Oh, wait, the recorder
I was
quit.
just starting to like
Oh,
you,
my
man.
God.
I'm joking.
I'm getting to backhand you just for fun.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So anyway, Larry and I decided to go shooting
Okay.
I'm going to
It's
sign out
last-
now because the phone's about dead. We'll see y'all. Thanks.
last Saturday.
Yep.
It was rather chilly last Saturday. Mm-hmm. We went out and met with Doug, who killed a nice deer that we
Yes.
will have him on to talk about. It was a stud.
Did he agree?
Doug Hutchison.
Oh,
He always agrees.
Say again
Public
now.
land,
What's
too.
going on?
Doug killed a stud, a public land.
I knew that.
Public land.
200-inch.
Yes.
Jerry's out shooting.
Jeez.
200 plus,
214 inch.
212.
Sold.
Whatever.
Anyway, Larry and I decided to go shooting because we got his
I just
bow
shot
on.
it at 214. I wouldn't at 212.
No, he was 46 yards. He had thread and needle. I
Oh.
got the whole story.
Anyway, did you have a
I'll
story?
finish that later. Yeah, so we decided to shoot out at James A. Reed.
Okay.
Some of their bales are actually hay bales. Mm-hmm. Hay bales freeze when they're wet.
Right. How
When
many
your
arrows
arrow
you use?
goes in real fast, it caused it to melt.
Yeah.
Then when it refreezes,
The arrow
arrows
melted?
they did. They was going that fast. The ice melts a little bit,
Yeah.
and then it
Ludicrous speed.
freezes back on there, and it makes it rather difficult to pull your arrow out.
Yeah.
That was the bad part.
Mm-hmm.
We shot so bad, we decided to call it just a nature walk.
Just a
was
nature walk.
Horrible.
Yeah.
They say you got to keep shooting to keep up the skill. They're not kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
He did say
It
that
was
the ones that hit in the
horrible.
dirt pulled out a lot easier.
They bounced usually, so it was pretty good. The ground was so hard, but we really didn't bounce any off
We're
the
saving,
dirt. But
we're saving
it
you
was-
till last.
it
Really?
was- It was bad. I mean,
I don't want to do it.
the shooting
bad.
was not good. There's a few shots we threw in there that were pretty good, but other than that, we just, like I said, we agreed to call it a nature walk because it was that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Cool story, bro.
Thanks.
What about you, Pib?
Better than what you did.
What about me?
Let's
What
talk
about
about
you?
let's talk about what Jack did.
I played board games.
Have you got crickets?
Go ahead.
With Astroglide.
And crickets. Still can't find that other cricket.
What'd you do, Pib? You looks like you've been shooting here in your basement.
Yes. Yes, I have. I finally broke the curse.
So what's the deal with indoor archers hanging their release on the arrow when they take a
Because it's a
picture?
cool picture.
I know,
it's
but it's
just
been
cool.
it's been done. Come up with something different. Come up with something more imaginative than that. Because everybody does
Imaginative?
it.
Why don't-
Imaginative.
Hang your panties off of it.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Do something.
I'm going to hit you,
You
with
know
my
what?
purse.
You know what'd be cool is if you took the picture, you threw the release up in the air and took the picture, an action shot of it coming down in front of your target.
Through
Yeah, but then
the
I'd
hole
need
in the release.
I'd need somebody underneath it to catch the release.
No,
No.
not if you're
Use an
good.
old one.
Not one of those releases.
Why don't you sling one up
That's
there,
just that's
then
just
draw
a hinge.
and shoot?
That's just a hinge. What's bouncing off concrete going to do to that?
It's going to mar it up. It'll get beat up bad enough in my release pouch.
Well, the other 4 releases
Not if
that
it's
are in
by
there.
itself.
So anyway, let's hear it.
True, and it has been. Thanks to Bob, it has been by
Yeah.
itself.
Yours
It
hasn't-
about drove me to madness, though.
Your old one hasn't moved. Still
Good.
sitting there on the shelf.
Scott on the shelf.
Just occasionally
When we-
flicks.
When we last visited, that release was the best thing since sliced bread.
No.
Yeah.
It-
You
I
gave
just-
your other release
it
to
was the-
Bob.
it-
He said, I don't need any other releases.
that's
I have
Jack.
this one.
That's
You
not
got to
what he said.
remember, it's been a fortnight since he's been here.
It's been a while.
Oh, that's true.
He said,
Sorry that I'm the only one on the podcast that can't take a day off.
What
I
he said
apologize.
was it was a Hawaiian king roll.
a Hawaiian
that-
king
Pretty
roll?
sure I haven't taken
I would
a day
eat-
off.
I would
Have you,
eat-
Bob?
I was going to say.
I would eat the whole bag if it was a Hawaiian king roll.
Well, you better get to chewing. Man.
Anyway, go
That's how
ahead.
good that release was.
I just I had a pretty ugly showing at the last 2 tournaments, indoor
Uh-huh.
tournaments, and
That's all right.
came home and decided I was gonna.
Quit.
I was on the verge.
Uh-huh.
I was pretty down on myself over it.
Yeah.
I'm always on the verge.
Well, you know we're here to always pick you up. So
Yeah,
I'm
if you ever feel down, just put something on Group Me, and we'll be there for
with
you.
friends like you, I don't need an enema.
We,
I really don't.
when you're ever
'Cause,
down, just
you know,
tell us, and we'll keep you down.
I know you'll keep kicking me down. I know you
Lean
will.
on me.
But I finally shot a 300 Vegas
we'll
round
tell
the
you
other
you're
night,
wrong.
Well, good.
and it felt good.
A 300 Vegas.
Yes,
Wow, good deal.
300 Vegas at 7 yards.
Well,
20, Gary. You got to be in the other room to do it.
you could have somebody that gives you, like Jack, that gives you a lot of good encouragement after you do that.
You know,
Put
he
the-
used to be my coach.
put the curse on you. You know,
He used to really be encouraging. He used to be, you know, back in the archery talk days,
Yeah.
Pib head coach on his
little
avatars and his little signature.
Archery talk ruined me. It made me a very what's the word I'm looking for?
Angry.
Angry individual.
bitch.
Well,
You probably don't remember way back
Talk
once
about
upon a
his man,
time.
China.
I was shooting a Vegas around at our indoor. I shot half of it and was clean, and I never really shot and it was with pins on my hunting bow and everything else. And then I went out and went out and set 3D targets. We came back. I went and I finished it up, and I said something. A text on it was on Twitter or whatever it was back then. I said, I shot a 300, on Vegas. Jack says, no, you didn't.
I did that.
Yes. And I said,
Yeah, you did,
I
because I've heard
too.
it several times.
So I said, but
It hurt him that bad?
But I-
He used to be really cool.
Okay.
I said,
I want to hear this then.
I said I put, I shot a half a round, and then I went out and set 3D targets, and then I came back and shot the other half, and that doesn't count. It doesn't count. I've never shot a 300 on a Vegas face before. You've got to do it over. You got to do it again.
Because I hadn't shot a 300? Is that
Yes.
what my excuse
Yeah.
was? Well, that's a good excuse.
And so
It's Dixie, the podcast dog.
Hi, Dix.
So the next day, I thought, well, I'll go
We
in
already
there,
have
and
a
it
podcast
kept
dog.
in the back of my head. Jack Gibson,
This is a possum dog.
the best shooter I know, has never shot a
You
300.
didn't know very
You
many
don't, yeah, I was going to
shooters.
say you don't know anybody.
You didn't
And
know very many shooters back then, huh?
and though this was back when you said you were good,
Oh.
and, and so
We used to shoot this thing called a bow.
I shot like a 297 or something. Jack says that's better. Now that you'll never do it again.
The Hermit of Norburn, Missouri.
Guess what? I've never done it since.
Man, now I feel bad. I've cursed you?
Yep.
Wow.
He's cursed you, too.
I've cursed you several times. I shot a 299 here. Well, that was in a 450 round. That when my sister
Wow.
said, "Who was you pissed at?" And I said, "How'd you know?" She said, "I've known you all your life."
I know who you're pissed at.
But yeah, I shot pretty good that day. But yeah, I come that close.
Man, now I feel bad.
You should.
What was it? Was Jack really that good a shot, or did everybody just get so tired of waiting for him to shoot, you'd have to take a nap? Then when you wake up, you never can shoot good.
It goes back to the old.
I was doing a lot of heroin back then to fight the nerves, so I don't remember a lot.
It goes back to his old tagline. It's always better to look good than to shoot good. Nobody ever remembers.
I
Nobody
the score.
totally don't
remembers
get
the score.
that tagline for him.
Nobody remember. You know what tagline I don't get? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, except for bears. Bears can kill you. That doesn't make any sense to me. Do you see that all the time? I see it all the time on Facebook, but it doesn't make any sense.
You're not on
Wait a minute. You're not on Facebook.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, except for bears. Bears will kill you. Yeah, it contradicts itself. But anyway,
Well, it'd probably
ahead.
make you stronger right before you died.
maybe.
Yeah.
So
But
6 of one, half dozen the other
it's-
really throws you off, doesn't it?
No, it's saying what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Except for bears, bears will kill you. Bears will kill you, so
It just makes you weaker.
Of all the things that you've seen on Facebook, that's the one that you don't
yeah,
understand.
it bugs the heck out of me a lot
Really?
because I see it all the time.
I saw
Anyway,
people on there support Hillary. That was funny, too.
let's not get political. That's
didn't.
why I got off Facebook.
I made my statement. Just one statement. That's all it was.
That's because he's an asshole.
Anyway,
I mean,
Bob, did you do any
Called
shooting this
worse
week?
today.
Just down the basement.
Yeah.
I shot. Just took my bow down there a few times. We had Christmas at Mom's over the weekend, and
I saw that Santa Claus.
Yeah, I had. That was for
Yeah,
Mom.
I
too,
did.
By the way, that was for Mom. It really was. It wasn't.
I thought he made a great Santa Claus.
Did she recognize you?
barely.
That's good.
I guess I'm about to get back on Facebook. I'll do it right now.
Mom, all the time, Mom's trying to get Santa Claus for the grandkids. Get Santa, and if any of you kids are listening to this, which I hope not too old. Anyway, my grandkids say that Santa Claus, and I'm talking 4, 5-year-old. They know there's not a Santa Claus. So, but Mom's always wanted to get Santa Claus. So instead of having her pay for somebody to come to Santa Claus, my wife bought a Santa outfit, and so I wore.
So you got to
So you
pay.
got to keep it?
So I
Did you wear it later that night?
no, I took it off.
Attaboy.
Merry Christmas to me.
Santa brought his own present.
Wait a minute.
He called her
Are you
Monica.
telling me there's no Santa Claus?
That's exactly right.
Damn it!
Really?
There could be some kids listening to this.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I was going to listen, but now I don't have eardrums.
Now Vince is the asshole.
There is a Santa Claus,
Festivus.
kids.
Festivus.
They're joking around with each other.
Tinsel
There's a Santa
unnerves me.
Claus.
Huh?
Hey,
What?
what'd you do?
He went.
Vinny,
Go ahead.
I went to the Midwest Open.
which is where?
Bloomington, Illinois.
How long a drive?
4.5 hours.
Okay.
Was it open?
Bloomington.
Was
It's usually
Bloomington
open.
Midwest?
Usually.
Midwest? Was it open?
They leave it open year round.
It was closed when I got there. I closed it.
So you're saying when you put on Group Me that you were practicing to be mediocre, that you succeeded?
I'm not even sure I did that.
You could have said yes, and we would have congratulated
Did you have a rough time? And why did you have a rough time? Was it mental?
It was a lack of preparation
H.
on top of
So you're
wax
saying
preparation.
that you need to practice in order to be good?
Maybe.
Why do you sound so tinny?
That's overrated.
Move your mic up a little bit.
Don't.
There you go. So,
That was a lot better.
Yeah.
But you got to talk.
yeah.
God, if this was TV,
So
it'd
it
be
was
great.
rough. It was a rough time.
Yeah.
Was
I had not shot much before I
Right.
went. I shot a bunch of really good arrows, and I shot some really bad ones.
yeah.
If you shot a bunch of good ones, shouldn't your score have been pretty good?
Yeah, those scored real well.
All three of them? 3 is a bunch. If you're talking about birds.
Look at that sweatshirt he's got on.
elite,
Somebody's got to fill the
part of
opening.
the elite.
Above average.
Yeah, it is a green bow.
You have a green bow?
But I did.
Whoa. You have a green bow?
I do have a green bow.
Oh, that ruined it. Never mind.
But I seen a couple listeners while I was there,
Oh, yeah?
and for the life of me, I can't remember their name.
Oh my gosh,
That doesn't-
that really
they,
helps.
They shot Missouri
Oh, they're
State
getting ready-
ASA.
they're getting ready
I've
to talk
seen
to
him in a
us.
couple other places. Talked to him, and his 9-year-old shot a deer with a bow.
yeah,
Right on.
Wow,
Little doe,
that's
and-
all.
Good
That's
job.
impressive.
When I walked up, his dad was talking to me, and the little guy was sitting there kind of shy, quiet. Mm-hmm. And Dad told me about his deer with his bow. By the time he got done showing me the video of it, and he was rattling at both ends. Just
Wow.
yeah, he was excited. It was cool.
that is very cool.
So
That's what it's
I'm
all
almost-
if you guys hear this, send us the video. We'll put it on our.
Yeah,
We'll put it on something.
I'm almost 50, and I didn't even do that this year.
Yeah,
We still got a month.
Yeah.
it was cool.
We've
He,
still got a month, and it's minus 12 outside right now.
he blasted that
wind's
low
not
and knocked
blowing,
it.
it's all right.
Neat little video.
Just right for our
Just
Eskimo
right.
Bob.
There's no mosquitoes,
Oh, that's a
now.
good thing right
no
there.
ticks.
Okay, since we're on this, did you have anything else to add to yours?
No, it was pretty
Pretty bad.
No,
Okay,
We had a listener question.
that's what I was getting ready to get to.
we got a listener question.
Since we're talking about indoor archery, a longtime listener of ours, Dave Rhodes from Michigan.
I
Hey,
did.
Dave.
Question.
Hey, Dave.
So why don't you go ahead and read it? Oh, you don't have your glasses.
This is not Dave Rhodes' question.
Oh, it's not?
No, this is another one we got.
have another question.
Holy cow!
Yes.
See
Here,
what
Pip.
happens when you're gone.
So-
Bobby?
Sorry, Dave, you're getting
I'll
moved to
hold your
next
phone.
week.
So what's Kevin want?
I can read it.
Oh, okay. Your neighbor can read it.
Right?
My God. You get one word on the page? Holy crap.
This may take a while.
Pretty impressive. Good thing it's only a
Dear-
6-letter question.
Dear, slide your finger up. Bo dudes, slide your finger up.
It's Bo
Dudes.
It's got dotted lines on the paper.
Hey.
Let her rip, Chip.
I use
All right.
my big chief pad.
Let's go.
Who's asking first?
You go.
You.
Okay, this comes from Cara Coonert. She's one of the Illinois State ASA directors. Mm-hmm. She says, I have a question for Bo Dudes.
Yes,
what
I'm
do
married.
you do as a coach to convince someone that is addicted to trading archery equipment?
Oh, this is a perfect. We'll just leave. We'll leave right now, and we'll let Pip handle this.
Even when stuff he is currently using that he should not make so many changes. I said, okay, we'll do that. She says, looks forward to hearing it. She says, I'm coaching a kid that changes stuff almost every day. He changes bows. He changed bows the day before the Midwest Open.
Wow.
That
Yeah.
does sound like something I'd do.
Yep.
Do they?
I should have.
Yeah, I've done that.
You have, Bob?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
It was ugly, too.
Vince, you done it?
No.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, hang on. Let's
really.
think about
Not
this
too
for a
bad.
second.
I've seen you do it before ASA, not be able to decide which bow you were going to take.
Yeah.
Well, that's because he can shoot either
Then he
one.
takes them both.
He's ambidextrous. It doesn't
Sure.
matter what he shoots.
It's most of the time it's decide what brand I want to take.
So there's Dr. Pepper. There's Mr. Pibb. Then what's that other one? That little lightning.
Where the hell are you going with this?
Yeah.
Dr. Thunder.
Oh yeah, is that what we're going to call this kid? Falls right in line.
You know, I don't
With the
know. I don't know
theology.
what to tell him about that, except that studies have proven that you need to. I mean, with athletes, it takes a long time to become proficient with something.
Yes.
And you can't become proficient with something if you're changing it all the time.
No, you cannot.
You know, I don't know what you would say to get through the kid's head about that, but I would just approach him and say, "Listen, you're just using this as a crutch.
Yep.
You have a bad shoot and you switch something because you think what do they call that?
Vinny syndrome?
No, better archery through
aggressive spending.
Yeah, aggressive spending. Yeah, and it doesn't work.
You know, we've all at some point over the years we've all done that,
right?
And it and I was giving Thunder a hard time about it the other day. And
you still mad he got his bow in a week and you didn't?
Still mad.
I
never was
I could see
mad.
In his face right there.
Y'all saw the look.
Little pause. Yeah.
Little sparkle.
Okay.
Yep.
Come on, Princess. Let's hear it.
Hashtag Gary's a jerk.
But hey, you're moving up.
There's the 3-day rule. Remember the 3-day rule, Jack?
What's the 3-day rule?
That any new piece of archery equipment will help you shoot better for 3 days.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
right back where you were.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you could buy on like on a borrow deal, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
So you could buy it before you try it, or try it before you buy it deal.
Right.
You can do that with Black Widow.
With Black Widow?
What do you think, Bob?
Wow.
You can order one and
if he's really set on changing something, I would recommend telling him to wait till after a shoot. You know,
especially if you've got something that's working.
Right. Take what you've been using, and practicing with, and go to your shoots, and then after the shoot, if you want to try something,
right,
different. But
something else you could do is if he's your student and he's willing to listen, say, okay, if you're going to make that switch, I want you to write down on a piece of paper why you're making the switch and why that piece of equipment is going to help you. I want you to explain it to me. And then after he shoots it for a while, you pull that piece of paper back out and say, is this what really happened?
And it might also be a good idea to write down exactly what you were using before you made that switch.
Yeah.
Because everything down to peep height, overall draw length, AMO draw length.
Because it might be something on a release if he's using a trigger. We've talked about this many times. We talked about it just a couple of weeks ago. Maybe he feels like he can't get his release to go off right. Well, that could be he's, like we said, he's tense in his shoulders, or he's not doing something correctly form wise,
right?
Instead of the release. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I would make him, say, if you're going to change equipment while I'm your coach, you got to explain to me in writing why you think this is going to help you.
Here's what a lot of people overlook, and Bob played a lot of sports when he was younger, like we all did. But you ever have that coach that says, okay, well, because they watch us practice every day, and they watch and they knew our tendencies and all this stuff, and you'd want to change something, and they're like, why don't you try, just use basketball, for example, try 10 shots the way I told you, and then do 10 shots the way you want to do them and see which one works out better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Put that toward archery, shoot around the way you want to shoot it. I'll step back since I'm the coach, and you're doing this on your own and changing anyway, even after we've got you set up to where you're shooting good. You shoot around your way, and then you'll shoot it my way with me standing there coaching you and figure out which one scores the best.
Well, I watched different videos, George Riles and stuff at different times, and he was saying that he had a young man that was just he was in tournament, and he's come back and he was telling George, this isn't working right. Something's wrong with my bow. This, that. He was making all these excuses, and George told him, on the last 5 shots, okay, you got 5 shots left in the tournament. Just walk up there, and you dig back in your brain and shoot the best form. Give me the best form that you've got, and don't worry about score. Just make sure your form is right and everything else. So he gets up there and shoots 5 X's. And walks back, and it was more or less a form flaw that he was in the tournament that was messing him up. Not necessarily it wasn't equipment.
And man, we have talked about that for years. We've talked about going to Iowa, and we're going to go up here. We're not going to worry about score.
Then you go up there, first thing you're worried about score.
You're worried about score. You're worried because you're shooting on the line next to a professional archer. You're worried because you think falsely that everybody's watching you. Go to a tournament sometime and stand behind them, and you don't nobody watches you shoot.
No.
You know, and so
not unless you got a family member back there that's just there to
Right.
see you.
But we've said for years, the only way you're going to get better is if you walk into a high pressure situation and you do that. You say, I'm going to shoot every shot the best I can. I'm not going to worry about score, but nobody ever does it, you know?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter what brand of bow I got in my hand. I still got the same crappy form.
Right.
That if I don't fix, I'm going to get the same result.
And you know, the whole thing about it is you're only supposed to be focused on what you're doing. But when you do stand on that line, I mean, I can attest to this. Last year at the shootout, my first day, I shot next to Jeff Hopkins. Mm-hmm. He was drilling the center out. I think he shot a 58 or 59 X that game. I shot a 53. But, yeah, while I was aware of trying to stay focused on what I was doing, I was well aware of what he was doing, too, because I had to walk down there and see that target every time and score with him. You know, just like day 2. Shooting.
But you can't worry about what he's doing.
No, you can't.
You can't play defense.
It's hard, and it's hard not to.
Yeah.
But changing stuff, man. I mean, I'm famous for changing things. Mm-hmm. But I've been doing it long enough that there's a reason I'm changing something or I'm trying something. You know, that's not something that I'm going to do the night before a tournament, though, or before I leave. I'm going to be changing stuff, you know, mid-month and working on, okay, this works or that doesn't work or what have you, and decide and make that decision, and then that's the way I'm going to roll.
Well, Dee Starnes out there the first day on 5 Spot. She shot 58 X's. Mm-hmm. Her best score that she's ever shot in tournament play. And I told her, great job. I said, did you change anything? And not change anything during the time of the tournament. I meant, you know, to help her shoot that 58X. And she said, yes, I did. And she says, and listen to these things. I changed my anchor point and making sure I get my release deep into my hand. I also have been concentrating on keeping the release shoulder down, which George Riles has a little YouTube video on that. And she said, I've been pulling through my shots more. And she said, shooting a button, I had a tendency to not pull through the shot like I did with a hinge. So it's the little things like with myself, like I said. So when she changed something during practice or whatever, you know, while she was practicing for these tournaments, it wasn't equipment. It was
something. It's something you're doing.
She's doing.
Right.
And,
you know.
Well, that goes back to the statement you made a long time ago, Bob. If that bow will shoot 55 X's, it'll shoot 60.
That's the way
it will.
Yeah.
So it's not the equipment. We can't outshoot our equipment. That's all there is to it.
With today's equipment, if you want to become proficient with a piece of equipment, whether it's a release or not, and you decide to put in the time, you're going to become proficient with it.
You are.
You know.
You really are. And that's the thing, like, you know, you all give me crap about my release.
It's what we do.
And giving it to Bob and whatever. That thing drove me mad in the last 2 tournaments. And it was me, not the release.
Did you get a phone call, Bob?
Not yet.
Text message?
Not yet.
Wow.
Nope.
Proud of him.
I thought I was going to get a good deal on one, though.
You might have that day if you just asked me right. But
it was Cara, right?
It.
It was Cara who sent that?
Cara Cooner, yes.
Yeah. So Cara, I don't know if we answered that for you or not, but
tell him to pick something and stick with it.
Yeah.
You
and
know?
if he doesn't like it, go find another coach. So,
you know, as bad as that sounds, it might be true.
Right. Here's another question from a longtime listener, Dave Rhodes from Michigan. Hey, Bow Dudes, longtime listener, loves podcast. Joining an indoor league this winter. What do you recommend for arrows, shorter or longer? I will use my hunting bow. Are you using aluminum arrows indoors? I guess is my question. I'll hang up now and listen to your answer. Hope you all have a Merry Christmas. We hope you have a Merry Christmas as well, Dave. And what do you guys think about this? He's going to be using his hunting bow indoors. Should he keep his arrows shorter or longer? And should he use aluminum arrows indoors?
It depends on the arrow.
Probably if he's using his hunting bow, I'd just stick with the arrows that he's using.
So.
He's going to get more X's if he leaves the schwackers on.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Good answer, Benny.
If that's the case, I'm going to use the
I'm telling you.
gobbler guillotine.
Gobbler guillotine. You
Will they go 20
get it on.
yards?
If I aim high enough, I will.
Bob's gonna be 6 feet above the target.
There's a couple of different schools of
Got
thought.
another one.
You know, you see some guys shoot a really long aluminum shaft or a really long carbon shaft, and that all has to do with spine and how your draw length and all of that. I have always done well with an arrow that's cut usually no more than an inch in front of my rest.
Mm-hmm.
The same, you know, when I was shooting the Easton 2712s, that's how I had them cut, you know, 28 inches. The triple X's I'm shooting now are 27 inches. You can play with point weight. You can play with vanes, feathers, all kinds of stuff to get the flight that you want. All depends on what your goal is.
Right. What I would do is, if you're just starting out shooting an indoor league for the first time, is I would just use what you got right now. Screw some field points in and go, because you're going to be very surprised on how hard, I don't want to turn you away from it, but how different it is to go shoot paper indoors at 20 yards. And
it is a whole new ball
standing
game.
on the line, it's a totally different ball game, you know. And that 20 yards indoors looks like about 35 yards.
No, we're putting bad thoughts in.
Yep, that's
Dude,
right. That's
it's
right.
simple. It's just 20 yards.
It's just 20 yards. Just go shoot
Just-
your bow.
That's
Just
right.
shoot 20
I apologize, Dave. That was
20
me.
X's
I don't.
in there,
I don't even shoot,
60
so I don't know.
times. 30 times.
Yeah, I would go get your feet wet and not worry about what everybody else is shooting and everything. Go have fun, get your feet wet, and actually, usually guys who walk in with their hunting bows and shoot indoors for the first time usually beats everybody else. That's how it usually
do
works
you
out.
remember when I first came up to Vic's from Rogers?
Yeah.
I was shooting a hunting bow, and I was shooting 22s out of it.
Right.
And I really hadn't shot any indoor. And it was a big thing up there was to shoot indoor, and that's all I had.
Yeah.
And I don't remember, you know, what my scores were, but I don't feel like I was giving anything up by shooting that bow and those arrows at the time. You know, they were going like 287, and they made a lot of noise when they hit the target, but they were going in the middle.
Like the chicken hawk and foghorn leghorn.
Yeah.
Listen to me, boy.
And I never will forget, I ordered that first Pro Elite. Jack pulls me off the side and says, "Man, wait till you get that Pro Elite." He said, "It's going to be night and day.
You're going to look a lot prettier when you're
going
middle.
to really love that bow."
Jack was selling it to you, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Okay.
It was Jack's bow.
No, actually, it was
inch and a half too short.
it was Thunder's bow.
Oh, your bow was thunderstruck before you got it.
He didn't get. I think he got to shoot it one time before I bought it.
So you were a copycat back then.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know how well we.
Swift
Well,
right there. Wasn't it?
You're number one, Vinny.
Somewhat, it depends on. I mean, I wouldn't change anything if he was, especially if he was still planning on hunting or anything.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you know, you put a different arrow
I'm
in
done
there,
talking to you,
it's
Vince.
going to hit different. And
My day is complete.
Don't text
But,
me. Don't message me.
You know what I think I'd do, Jack, before he starts shooting tournament stuff? I'd go shoot league. Shoot league a few times.
that's
what
what he's
he
going to
is.
do. That's
Okay.
what he's going to do.
You need to
Hey, are you here?
maybe pay attention.
Yeah, check
You
in.
kidding? I was doing some research. I
Of
was
what?
busy doing research.
So anyway, Dave, I don't know if that answered your question or not. I would just go shoot what you got, get your feet wet, and then if you think it's something you're going to like, then and maybe get a target bow later on or whatever. Then I would worry about the arrows then. 'Cause
And
there's so
I
many
don't-
variables. I mean, people shoot aluminum because they're straight, and different.
They shoot
point
them
weight.
because of the
Easy.
consistency of the aluminum
Yeah.
versus the carbon, and I've heard
Yeah.
all that crap.
If
Right.
you got a 25-inch draw length, Bill will have a bow for sale for too long anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that the thing I'd say is if he's coming in there with his hunting bow, if he's still
What
hunting
is it?
and wants to leave it, I don't know what he's shooting 65, 60, 70 pounds.
Oh yeah.
I
You might
would-
want to turn it down.
I would back
Yes.
it off.
60 arrows
and
in a row.
another thing too, and I don't know what it's the place he's shooting at's like or whatever, but find the best guy in there, the guy that's shooting the
Yeah.
most X's, and ask him.
Right.
See what he's doing.
Yeah.
Pick his brain.
Yeah, it's a lot easier for him to help you than us to do it over a podcast probably, but he could see what equipment you have and everything else. And I've never met any archers that weren't willing to help.
No.
So
No, the guys in Iowa said there's no good archers in Michigan.
is that what they said?
That's what that's what I was told.
Well,
What were you doing in Iowa?
I've never been to Iowa. I don't guess.
You went to Illinois.
I know that was.
Last year.
That was a couple
Okay.
years ago.
Okay.
So anyway, let's get right into our topic tonight. Gary came up with this absolutely fantastic topic right before Christmas, and
which isn't unusual.
Aren't we over time already?
we're going to talk about the 5 things, or however many things, that we're thankful for in 2016, and we're going to talk about our wish list with the
Well, I'm
Christmas
damn sure
season
not
coming
thankful
up.
for any of you tonight.
I had
So-
you on my list till just then.
Let's just
The
go.
S list?
Let's just go around the room. Let's hold hands and let's go around the room.
Can we sing
and,
Kumbaya first?
And Bob, you go first and tell us
I just
what
got to
one thing that you're thankful for.
Jack's got the softest hands I've ever touched.
Must be the Astroglide.
But that's from the trip we went on. Never mind.
So, Bob, tell us one thing that you're thankful
Jack,
for.
these pillows feel great, Bob. Those
basically-
are pillows.
Yeah, I'm gonna combine it. I mean, friends and family.
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty much it.
Dang it, Bob. That was the
Mine's
first thing I had on my list. I actually wrote a list
Gonna
in the
have to have
truck.
a second.
Well, I had 5 things because you said to have 5 things. So.
Okay.
But, you can count that as 2 of my things.
Okay. What about you, Pib?
I'm thankful I have a beautiful wife that puts up with me.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
I'm thankful I can shoot in my house and do what I want because it's my house. Gary.
And you could combine them and tell her you're thankful for me because I talked Barb out of shooting you several times.
That too. I appreciate
Anytime,
that, Bob.
buddy. Anytime.
I'm not thankful for Vince Griggs tonight.
I've still
Just
got
saying.
the rope at the house from when she was going to hang him.
So,
Julie,
do you really want me to start in on you, Vince?
They said you was hung. They was right.
Where's all the?
going down the stairs? All right,
We had
Vinny.
a little meme sent to us from another listener, Kevin, this week that had to do. What was the name of that movie?
Where are the bow dudes at?
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles. Yeah.
Classic movie.
Where are the bow dudes at?
You couldn't make that
I
movie. You
put it
couldn't
right
make
up there
that
with-
movie today, though.
Oh, no.
no.
I put it right up there with Monty Python.
Yep.
And the Holy Grail.
You couldn't make it today. There'd be rioting in the streets. Anyway, what are you thankful for, buddy?
Riding in the streets.
Rioting.
Oh,
He doesn't speak English. Sorry.
No, but if you make a mess up, he'll point it out fast.
I'm pretty good. Yeah.
He don't miss much.
Okay, so
Family, friends that will finance a bow. That helps.
what'd you buy him, Bob?
They bought me.
Hey, Bob,
I ain't saying, but it's green.
you didn't loan him that boat,
Bob
did you?
Savings and Loan.
No,
No.
Okay.
high interest.
Well,
interest.
as long as it
I
as
still
long
got
as
a
you
high
sold it
interest
to
in
him,
it until he gets it paid for.
yeah. Well, has he got money in it? Has he got money in it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you don't got to worry about him breaking it then.
But Vinny and I's done this
Just
back
don't
and
loan him
forth several
binoculars.
times. I mean, that's no big deal. I've owned
Or arrows.
He's owned a Buffalo 2 or 3 times. I've owned it 2 or 3 times.
We
So,
just pretty
How many
much-
times have you come out on the good
Bob's
end of that
owned
deal?
every bow I've ever owned. So,
it's
No, he didn't.
oh yeah, you got a couple, don't you?
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, Bob.
That's
You
okay.
weren't supposed to know that. Anyway,
That's when we cheated on you.
I wasn't listening.
Good. That's normal.
let me list my 5 things since I'm actually got prepared today.
gonna skip me?
Even while I was working. No, we're going to go back to you. It's your idea.
You
You
said
should
go
have
in a
been
circle.
prepared. You had 2
I am
weeks.
thankful, and I know we'll catch crap in just about 5 seconds after I read this. But I am thankful for getting a Hoyt back in my hands. Been shooting
That you don't shoot.
No, I don't shoot it, but it feels good to be when I do pick it up.
It's carbon, so it's not cold.
It looks
That's right.
better. It looks
Yeah.
better on the wall than the PSC did.
You know what? I love the PSCs. I really did. They shot great. It's just
He just couldn't shake his moneymaker.
everybody has the bow that they like, and for me, it's just always been Hoyt. And I have Hoyt underwear, Hoyt shirts,
A thong.
a Hoyt thong I'm wearing.
You had
right
a whole
now.
bunch of Hoyt hats.
Yeah, I gave Ray a lot of those. But anyway, I'm thankful that I had a chance to kill an 80-inch antelope with my bow. I'm thankful for the antelope trip as a whole.
Did you take my list?
because
Jerk.
we had a
No, because you didn't kill an 80-inch antelope.
we had a great. If I hadn't killed that antelope,
killed a
if
inch
I didn't-
antelope.
if I didn't even see that antelope, that was a fun, fantastic trip out there.
Here we go with the
we got to
antelope.
talk about you guys that didn't go.
I wished
and
I'd have got invited.
It was just a lot of fun.
You know, I didn't even get the invite, man.
So
We asked Barb. She said you couldn't go.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No, you didn't.
You don't know different.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and I'm thankful. My number 2 thing I'm thankful for is
That was only one?
no. There was 3. This is number
So this
2.
is number
We had to
4.
do 5.
He's going back.
I'm going backwards.
okay. I get
Oh,
you. I'm
like
with
a
so-
top 10 list.
Exactly.
I caught on.
My
Jack.
number 2 was
Letterman.
my camping trip with Deb and Josiah to Custer. I didn't think I'd ever get my wife to go tent camping.
That was kind of creepy.
And
You told me you hated it.
no.
That was kind of creepy because
sorry.
you followed me all over that part of the country. About 20
I'll tell
miles
you what.
behind me.
Anybody who goes out to Rushmore out in that area, don't go to Custer Park State Park. It's really ugly. It's really horrible, and you should just avoid it. I would not recommend it at all. Do
It
not
was
go out-
pretty when I went through there. Then
Okay,
you went
we
through
don't
and
want
screwed
people,
it up.
We don't want people going there because
Maybe you screwed it up.
I want to go there every year and camp again, but I don't want other people there. So, anyway,
All right, Deb can go with me then.
my number 1 is, and I'm not going to get mushy about this, but Deb had a little cancer scare earlier in the year, and we went to the doctor the other day, and she volunteered for a study, and she came back cancer free. And then we also got the DNA. She did a DNA study, and she does not carry the cancer gene.
You didn't even tell me about
Sweet.
that.
Yeah, I just found out last night. And
Really?
the reason that's a big deal is her mom died at a very young age of breast cancer, and she's been scared ever since then that it was going to be hereditary. So,
What'd I tell you?
Yep.
I said she don't got it, so don't worry about it.
so
Sad to have a
That's good,
huge
though.
sigh of relief. then.
yep, it is. So,
That's awesome.
Okay, Gary, I don't want to bring everything down, so have some good ones. That wasn't bringing stuff down. That was very thankful. I'm very
with the
happy.
exception of the Deb thing, we pretty much had the same list.
Okay.
No,
the-
the number 1, I went.
You killed an 80-inch antelope. I didn't think yours was that big.
You had to
That's
go
what
there,
she
didn't you?
said.
Bob and I also didn't have to pay the extra $500, did we, Bob?
Yeah.
Antelope tastes the same. Didn't have to pay the $500.
Now we
Did you
know.
write your list down?
I mean, we go out.
I did, but I left it in
Now
the truck.
and now the truth comes out.
all of
We
our
don't need to rehash all this.
all of our trucks made a right-hand turn. We said, "Whose truck was that going left?" Well, that was Jack.
That
they
was
took
Kyle.
him
Yeah,
to
Jack
the,
with it. Yeah.
that thing.
That was the $500 truck.
Oh, by the way, Martin said that he couldn't use that cape.
Oh, he couldn't? Okay.
Too many rope burns on the neck. so that's out.
Well, I'll have to pay him then.
That's a good one, Vinny.
Hook, line, and sinker right there. Now, mine started the same as Bob. I mean, number 1 thing was the family is really good. I mean, parents, everybody are doing
How come
really
you bitch
well,
about him
so-
every week then?
Well, kind of like
Doesn't mean you don't
kind of
love
like
them.
you saying you enjoyed going on a camping trip with Deb and Josiah.
I did. I really did. Anyway.
Number 2 thing was the antelope hunt.
Uh-huh.
It was one of those things I never thought I would get to do,
Right?
and we did it. And thank you and Bob both. I had a great trip.
It was awesome.
The third thing,
I love you guys.
he wants a group hug. I know, but last time I was like,
Last
Jack?
time it was
That's
just
too much information. There's PG-13, PG-13,
I come around down the hall and it was just you and Jack hugging the group.
PG-13.
Group hug.
We're going to go on a bear hunt one of these days, so I don't want you to
I talked to
start
a guy
planning
about
on it
that
right
today.
now.
It's called group grope. We're going on a bear hunt sooner than we thought, apparently.
Bear hug.
Somebody suggested a hog hunt a long time ago, but it didn't get any traction, just like everything else I suggested.
That's not a Western hunt.
It
Anyway,
did,
go
but
ahead.
you said we had to go in like June or July. There's no need to talk about it yet.
Well, I thought
You
it
can
was
go February, March.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could
it's
go
just
this
down the
weekend.
road down here. You open the door, shoot one of them suckers, and run.
All right,
Crap,
Gary.
I need
At
my
that
list. I
Farron
can't
house.
remember number 3.
Never mind.
Why didn't you write it down on your phone? You have a deal on your phone called Notes. Oh, no, you don't have an iPhone.
I
You have
do.
one of the others.
I had a thing in my at work called paper and a pen. It was called Notes too, and it's in the truck. I don't know.
You need
We'll
to go
wait.
get it?
I don't know. It's not that important.
This is awesome.
What? No,
I thought, man, this is going to be different than our other podcast. We have a topic.
it is. We're actually talking about something.
Okay, let's go.
Well, you know what number 5 was?
What?
You guys still make fun of me, so I guess I still got a couple of friends. That was actually number 5 I had written down.
Okay, what about wish list? What are you guys wishing for anything at Christmas or this coming up year?
Oh, I did have that list. I remember that list.
I have a list right here in front of me.
Spit it
I
got mine right
I did
here.
my homework.
It's right there.
Yeah, right there
Go.
beside your other one.
You go first.
Well, there was 2 lists. I had to forget one of them.
You go first.
The first one was just stuff we're planning on getting for Christmas or would like to get or whatever. New arrows.
Okay.
And we had that discussion because Jack and I shoot the same arrows or shoot the same draw length, and so does Bob. That we need to figure out which kind we want to get. We want to get the ones that hit like a sledgehammer or the ones where we're throwing a feather at them.
I was going to say, he's probably got some that don't even have the paint skin on.
Or fletching put on them yet.
Yeah.
So we probably should go with those. He's got more of them.
With the thought being that if we get into trouble, somebody forgets their arrows or whatever, we can just exchange
whatever.
arrows.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could shoot the same ones.
Anyway.
It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Get attacked by a Yeti between here and the truck.
You never know. Well, if he gets knocked down, I may run out of arrows. I can pick up his bow, start shooting. Works the same. Number 2,
I don't
the
think he's
things
gonna
I
get
would
knocked
like
out.
to get, either First Light or Sitka
How'd I know?
heavy.
Corduroy pants.
No.
These are cool.
First Light
They say
or
cool?
Sitka. Y'all looked at that thing.
Get you some cool-
I gotta watch my brain.
The cold weather.
KUHL.
Should you be wearing pants like that with the hail damage on your ass?
KUHL. Cool.
the cold weather gear. I'd like to get some of that. The stuff I got from you works really well, but you know, what else? New bow. If I could just go pick one, I would like to get a new Defiant, but I am open to suggestions. If a Carbon Air became available, I wouldn't hesitate buying one of those.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. That's
Wow.
That's archery. Other stuff, yeah. There's,
Someone's got some money. Anyway.
No, I said that's what I'd like to get.
Okay.
You said wish list too. That I'm wishing.
What about you, Vinny?
You can't say what I told you either.
You can't say that, man.
No.
I do not need anything. I am perfectly happy where I'm at.
You're so full of crap.
You wouldn't.
I have a very full life.
You wouldn't want a widow. A black widow bow.
You wouldn't want to be a widower?
No, if I had a widow, that'd mean I'm dead.
You know,
Either way, black or otherwise.
You'd still be dead.
this is a wish list. This.
Oh.
I mean, hell, you ain't going to get it. So, but just wish for it.
Probably Tall Times recurve would be
Tall
nice.
times.
Would you like to have a horse?
I need no
You
horses.
want a pony?
I don't ride nothing.
My
that
Little
can
Pony.
change his mind.
What about you, Pib?
You kind of got boring there.
Top of
apparently,
my
Vinny.
wish list,
a pony.
it was a 160-inch deer.
Uh-huh.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, still could.
Yeah, but it's cold.
It's perfect for Bob. If you're a polar bear, it's perfect weather right now. Bob the polar bear.
I'm pretty content.
Oh my God! Why did I even bring it up?
I don't know. I have no idea.
At least I had one. I
Well,
just forgot.
thanks for listening.
I wish I had more understanding friends.
You wish upon a star.
I've got a new. I've got
I
one.
wish Gary wasn't an a-hole.
What?
I understand.
I wish at the first 3D tournament that I see him that Kevin McGrath will give me a hug.
Oh, that's a nice wish.
He's gonna
Who doesn't want a hug from Kevin
he's gonna
McGrath?
ninja you.
Yeah, he's
Who doesn't want a hug from Kevin McGrath?
he's smoking.
Yeah, he is.
By the way, speaking of Mr.
That's
McGrath,
a fine-looking
he
man right
messaged
there.
me today, called me Senior Peeb.
Senior
I wonder where that came from.
Hey, he referenced that, as a matter of fact.
Beaver.
And I told him you were still an a-hole.
That's pretty good. The text on my phone doesn't have that icon.
Senior.
SAP button. Push the SAP button for
Translate
that.
to Spanish.
Translate. On his stick.
On his stick.
Do I need to listen to the last podcast or something?
No, you said you weren't going to listen to it anyway, so
No,
why
I never
bother?
listened. So
Okay,
okay,
just say,
Bob.
start now.
We're just letting you know that's Senior Peeb.
Oh, I don't know. if I could sit down and just actually wish, I wish I had a good building in Norburn that you could,
You've wished
shoot
for that for a
archery
long
in.
time.
Yeah,
We wish you had a good building in Lee Summit. It's closer.
Yeah.
I wish it was in Norburn.
I don't think so, Tim. But really, but yeah, some good building to shoot in.
Is there a
and-
Bow Dudes discount?
Yes. That's my fault. That's why it would never, ever work. and like we talked about, because anyway. But that's what I wish I could have a shop. And
Let's do it. I'll have to get rid of my old lady first, but let's
if
do
I
it.
had to,
You don't have an old
you don't
lady.
want to do that. You just
He
got her all
won't ever do that.
okay.
You better get her permission first.
Since she just got okay, she might be getting rid of her old man.
I'm glad
about
everything
that?
turned out. But a while ago, when you was talking about you checked out the DNA, I was worried that you was afraid you was cousins or something.
She was his
That's
sister.
his sister.
That's not his meester. That's his sister.
Sorry.
Wow.
But what I wish I had enough money to have a really good, and you go over to the shop over there at Huntsville and you think, my first thought on it was, how the hell are they going to make this thing go out here in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah.
So
got kids
Man, they come in droves.
Yeah, they got kids involved and everything else. So that would probably be my number one wish would be to have for material things like that. It'd be have a really good building set up. Number one. I mean, I keep bringing up George Riles, but he's got
How far are you from Marshall?
Marshall's 34 or 5 miles. So, and I'm about. Yeah, I'm farther than that from Rogers. So.
I'd like to set up.
You know
He's
what I'm
thinking,
talking
look
about.
at you.
I'd like a setup like that one we went to in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Similar-
cool in the back. It was
didn't
small
like,
up front.
I didn't like
but
how you had to walk
Right.
through their
Right.
actual work
Yeah.
area to get back
Right.
to that. But
that
man, if
was
you could,
Bill Pellegrino's
if you could
archery
set
shop
that place
we went
up
to out there. Yeah.
and then shoot up from a balcony
Oh,
upstairs.
but only
shoot
the
down,
cool
like
kids
put
got to
3Ds
see
up
that
there.
because they got invited.
Yep, exactly.
I didn't
But
get
it-
invited either.
I mean,
Bob is not a kid. I got to go, but Bob is not a kid anymore.
You don't have to take that,
there
Bob.
wasn't
Hit
any
him with your
bargain. So, but yeah, that's probably my number one wish.
All right.
The other wish would be I wish I had time to just take off and go this year to every ASA shoot out there.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, the big ones. Just make the tour one time to say that I did it one time.
Let's do it.
I thought he
And,
was going to say, take us and go Western hunting again.
Yeah, I did.
We need.
Well,
I got a truck.
I mean,
you
I
told
got
me
a
you
truck.
did
All you
5.
need is a camper.
You get 3 of this.
Three. Them 3. Yeah.
Okay.
All you need is pull behind camper. I got the truck.
You
I
need
ain't
to
got
pay
no
for
camera.
gas. You need to pay PIV for not working.
And
gotta
then,
get
then
expensive.
the old wish list that just things like elk, moose, bear, that type of thing.
Yep.
If I had enough money to do that, it would. I've always said Jim Shockey's moose hunt.
Oh, that
With a-
would be awesome.
What's that, about 30 grand or more than that?
I would imagine.
It's probably more than that. I looked at I went on his website one time and I thought, you know what? I bet I could save the money and do this. And then I said, no, I can't do that.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
That's one of those things where you watch it on TV, and
yeah.
any moose hunt, they're right in on top of you.
Yep.
I think it would be cool one year to start turkey hunting in the far southeast first season that opens state and just work your way
Yeah.
until
Yep.
turkey season's over and try to kill a turkey in every state that you can.
Or at least get the Grand Slam or whatever to get all 4 of them or 5 of them, whatever there is.
Yeah.
I
That would be
can
fun.
get us place in Florida. Get the Osceola out of the way.
I can get his place in Nebraska, Wyoming.
We
I'm
can get
ready.
Merriam's here, so we pretty much got it covered.
What?
We should
Jack-
talk. We should
No,
talk
Easterns
Wyoming.
are here.
I was going to say, I've never seen a Merriam in Missouri.
Easterns
Well,
are
we
here.
were close. See, if you
Yeah.
Merriam, Kansas, that's where we got to go to get those.
There you go.
That's where we got to go to get those.
I think Merriam's are up in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Right.
and,
Yeah.
Dakotas and Rios are out there. And
Texas and, yeah.
With the
Southwest.
Western Kansas, you can kill.
Yeah, you
With
can get
a
them Western
recurve.
Kansas.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's
but,
going Aaron Snyder on us.
But that's
You can't hit a
pretty much all
20-yard
my
target with a
wishing.
recurve. How you plan on killing a turkey?
I-
with it?
Get stand your ass out there 20 yards and let me try.
Yep.
And that's completely just a big
to wear a turkey costume?
wild wishing.
No, you can knock me Gary hunting.
Yep.
But the archery shop thing.
That's your main wish.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it would be nice. And we need something like that around here. We need some place to shoot.
I just wish we were all friends
We don't have any
again.
place to shoot. Yeah, that'll
You can
probably
forget that one.
you can wish in one hand and I'll go to this. I'll go to mine. And
Paul wants us to sign his mug.
what is wrong with him?
I don't know. He wants us to devalue.
I got a pen over there to do it.
All right.
Silver sharp.
So who's going to forge thunder?
I'm going to start off with my number one this time. Change things up. And I
Thank
actually
you, Jack.
I did my homework.
We're not
I have
ever
it
going
right
to be
here.
brothers, but okay.
Did we just
course.
become best friends?
Of course, my number one is my family's health and happiness. Number two is I want to spend more time outdoors with Josiah and hopefully Deb. She's getting a little bit more open to doing outdoorsy things like fishing and camping and things like that. So
Well, that
You
costs
could do all kinds of outdoor stuff with her if you'd buy some running shoes.
I could do all kinds of outdoor stuff with her if I ran marathons, and I like to garden. But I don't like to do
Probably
either.
ought to kick that running
I
partner.
don't like to
her
do
in the knee,
either.
too.
My
running unless a cop
number
chases you.
3 thing that I really want to make happen this next year is getting back in the mountains. We were in the mountains for the antelope hunt. I was supposed to go elk hunting in September, and just financially, it just wasn't in the cards this year. And so I really want to get back after elk. That's something that's really hit me the last few years, and I really love that. My number 4 thing, and I don't want this to sound bad, but it's going to sound bad, so I'll just say it anyway, is learning to love archery again. It's not that I hate archery, I just don't have the passion for it that I used to. And I kind of want that passion back, where just as soon as I get home, I want to pick up my bow and start shooting and stuff. And I think it's just I've just gone so long where I just, you get into a habit where you don't do it anymore.
Do I see a Matthews in his future?
No,
Maybe.
there is no
It helped
Matthews.
Jesse.
All Hoyt. All
It
Hoyt.
might have.
And my number 5 and last one is Terraforming Mars, the board game. It's a game from Stronghold Games, I believe. And no, I'm not going to go into all that. That's my other podcast I got coming up later on. Anyway,
If you're looking for happiness, have you considered golf?
yeah, I've played golf. Go up to Bethany Golf Course and go in the lake, and there's a few
I was going to say, you'll love archery then.
There's a few clubs in the lake up there.
If you took as long to play around in golf as you do to shoot one arrow, you'd have to
I'm getting
start
better.
on Tuesday to finish
I'm
up
getting
Saturday
better.
afternoon.
I'm getting better. That's what I need to work
Won't
on.
it, Mr. DeRocher?
But anyway,
You know, we used to have a lot of fun back when he shot.
yeah, because I have a lot of Crispies. It was very
Not
fun.
nearly as many as I do.
I don't
It's been
know
so
what to
long
count
they're
'em up.
Confederate.
Dude, I need to go upstairs and get the album,
No,
Jack.
that's all right.
They're so old.
But hey, this is going to be our last show of this year, and so we want to, especially wish everybody a happy Merry Christmas and everything. But when we come back next year, I think we're going to change some things up. And we haven't even really talked to these guys about it that
shit,
much.
I'm fired again.
No, you're going to have your own segment.
No,
actually.
you're having your own segment.
But
You're gonna
we're
love
not
it.
going to tell everybody what's going on. But I just feel like we've gotten a little dull. It's probably Vinny, and and so we're just gonna change some things around, try some stuff, some new stuff. It's still going to be this. It's still going to be us sitting around just busting each other's balls and talking archery, but we're just going to try to liven things up a little bit. So hopefully you'll enjoy it.
We do like the questions, though.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
keep the
Keep asking
questions coming.
questions.
We may not give you a good answer,
Yeah.
but we'll try.
Right.
We'll give you the answer we think you need to hear.
That's right.
You might want to cross-reference with somebody that might know what they're really talking about.
Right, wrong, or indifferent. We'll give you something.
Yeah.
Hashtag nobody.
That's right.
So anyway, we're going to be working on some stuff over the next few weeks, the Christmas holiday and stuff, and then we'll be back in January sometime, and with a whole new show,
Whole new show, eh?
a whole new show,
Man, isn't that cool when
a
you just find that
complete
stuff
new
out?
show.
When first week
You
of
just find-
January?
And
It
starting
needs-
in January,
it needs
there's
to be
only
a
going to be
surprise.
3 bow dudes, so that'll make it even better for you guys.
I told you I was fired.
I was going to say, it's just
I'm out.
I'm
just
taking my
like when the
headset
general
going on.
manager gives a quarterback a vote of confidence, he's out.
Yep. You can
I
take
got
the,
my own-
hey, you can take the podcast table with you too, Jack.
I got my own segment, all right.
Nope.
That segment, your ass back home.
No, we're still
Jack,
gonna.
we got them right where we want them now. They're all
that's right.
scared. They better step up.
That's right. So yeah, I've tried to delegate stuff around, and and be nice and say, hey, we're all in this together. But I've changed my mind on that, and I'm pretty well just going to be in charge and take over. So it ought to be
This ain't exactly what we
It ought to
talked
be a great 2017.
I've heard. Hey, how many times we heard that, Vince?
Yeah.
Jack the podcast wife.
Anyway,
So it'll be your fault if we suck next year.
well,
His string showing.
it won't.
Hey, it's a family
That's
show.
right. Yeah, we're going to try to clean it up for next year.
It's
also,
bowstring.
Anyway,
we are.
Bowstring.
we hope everybody has.
Is that Flemish?
We hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas, and we hope everybody.
Flag 'em.
Hey, you got any Christmas music on there?
We're getting ready. No, I don't.
Why not?
I have chimpanzees.
But you're surrounded by them right now.
Anyway,
They go good with the music.
anyway, we hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we hope all your archery dreams come true next year.
Oh, that was sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna share?
Bob's.
We're going to sign off, Jack.
ho!
Yeah.
Oh man!
Merry Christmas, fellas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
And everybody else.
Merry Christmas.
Humbug.
At least none of you wanted to sit on my lap and tell me what you was wishing for.
Go for it.
Jack wanted to, but I talked him out
You
of
get a
it.
fatty paper.
You know what the only thing? You know what the only thing I want for Christmas is?
Good 2 front teeth.
Nope. A
Hippopotamus?
bicycle. See ya.